Jason Kelce enters his 10th season in Philadelphia as the center for this football team. It's time to say hello. I'm Eagles insider Dave Spadaro. Thanks for joining, everyone. And Jason, I've got to start with something very obvious here. You look great. The beard is very well established. What is the story there? When is the last time you shaved? I haven't seen you since the winter. The beard is full.
I've gotten it trimmed maybe once or twice, but not a lot of personal grooming has happened over the past half a year at this point. So,
is this going to continue? Is this a statement that you're making?
Not yet, but maybe now it is. Maybe after talking to you, I'll make it a statement.
Hey, I wonder how much yard work did you get done during the quarantine exactly?
A lot. I just got a zero-turn lawnmower, 60-inch deck, and I've been mowing the grass quite a bit. Started a garden out back. We've been outside for pretty much this whole deal.
Did you establish any hobbies for yourself during this time, Jason?
The garden for sure was one. That was an undertaking in itself to get that thing set up. It's pretty big it's definitely a family garden. Outside of that, I've been, reading a lot of books and enjoying time with my daughter and everything like that. And been a lot of family time for sure.
Jason, you're a guy who you're always here. You're working out. You're very social with everybody in the building. And during the time when the NovaCare complex was closed down, I imagine you kind of got reflective about the way things were and what you might have missed about the building. Did you look back and say, hey, I took maybe this for granted, or I really appreciate this now that I'm back here?
Yeah, no question. I think caused to hunker down and really get away from everything. Really makes you understand, how great it is to, one, live in this country, but two, also have the ability to go to a place where, everybody is really pushing to become the best that they can be at their craft, whether it's coaches, players, front office. Everybody is really pushing in that direction to improve. And when you step away from that, when you're really only, at home and it's hard to go do anything, it really, makes you realize how much you did take all that for granted. And it's been really, really nice to be back in the building, be around everybody, feel productive again, and getting back to work. Does
your body feel fresher at this point, mid-August, having not taken all the spring reps?
Yes and no. It feels fresher, but it also, there's going to be a crash course here where you're working back into everything. And, I think that no matter how much you do in the off season, weight conditioning, running out on a field, whatever drill work you're doing, nothing takes the place of live reps and playing football. And that's going to be the stuff that I think everybody's going to be a little bit behind. And that's why we've had this whole acclimation period in general. I feel refreshed, but I also know that I'm going to be pretty sore getting back into football shape, and I'm ready to explore that coming up here.
Jason, we've become accustomed to this offensive line always, every year, one of the best in the NFL. And one of the reasons, continuity going into a season. There are some changes this year for the first time in quite a while. So how do you feel about the group coming together in this very unusual camp?
Well, yeah, I feel really good. Obviously there are some changes, and, I know everybody's talking about JP going and playing right guard, but the biggest change is probably, Andre Dillard. He's going to be asked to start, and he's a young player without a wealth of experience. He's got an incredible set of skills and a lot of physical attributes that he can use to be successful. And, now it's just going to be getting repetitions and getting that technique, the hand usage, set lines, changing things up and, honing his craft even more. And, as much as you want to, he's had a great offseason. He's put on weight, he's put on strength. But the only way to really do that is to go out there and play football. So, we have some changes. But I feel really good with where we're at, to be honest with you, especially, Jason Peters has played, you lose count of how many years he's been in the NFL this long. That's how long he's been in, and still moving around just like he was, for the past few years. So, I'm looking forward to being able to play next to him for the first time in my career. The knowledge that he has, I think, is going to make everybody better that he plays next to. So, we're both looking forward to getting out there together.
I'm not sure fans can really appreciate just how good Jeff Stoutland is as an offensive line coach. Explain what a great line coach means to your group.
The boat's only going in the right direction if the captain's leading it the right way, right? I mean, I think we've been fortunate to have a lot of good offensive linemen, but Stout for sure, the way he coaches, the positions he puts us in to be successful, that always gets undervalued for whatever reason. I think the way he game plans, the way he puts guys in positions to dominate their opponent, the little technique things. And then besides all of that, just his natural energy he has every single day. I think anybody who's been in this building knows the energy that Jeff Stoutland brings day in, day out. Hungry dogs run faster. People kind of remember me as that. Well, that's Jeff Stoutland's motto. That ain't me. And he lives that every single day. He breathes it, and he puts it into his players with every fiber in his being. So there's very few days you can come to the Eagles facility and be lackadaisical. I don't think Stout's going to let you survive very long if that's the case.
Jason, could this be a way moving forward that the NFL can incorporate some of the ideas of this offseason into the future to get ready for seasons?
It'll be interesting for sure. The virtual meetings and stuff, they've gone well in some regards. I mean, some of the rookies, it's been very impressive, how much they already know without really having been out in the field with the coaches. I mean, usually that, you have your meeting room, but most guys usually learn best on the field, getting the physical rep of it. But these guys have been, very impressive in meetings, understanding things, understanding the playbook. So we'll see. I think that, we'll probably still have some off-season stuff, and OTAs I don't think are going anywhere, but we'll find out. I think every industry is going to see some sort of change from this thing, and everybody's just going to try and get better. So I'm sure that they're already thinking about stuff like that.
Let's finish with this, and Jason. In your bio, it says if you went to a deserted island, you'd take a lighter, duct tape, and a fishing pole. Mm-hmm. Can you explain that, please?
Well, I don't really. Obviously, the lighter is the fire, being able to stay warm, cook food, fishing pole. You're on an island, should be plenty of fish. And duct tape, I've been told, is pretty much the most universal tool that we have as human beings. As a matter of fact, I think it's one of the major tools that they give astronauts when they're headed to outer space, is you always know where your duct tape's at, because you can kind of repair anything with duct tape. So maybe more than one roll of duct tape, though, if I had my choice. But that was the thought process behind that.
Very good. Jason Kelce, thank you so much. Have a great training camp. Can't wait to see you September 13th against the Washington football team. Thanks so much.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Dave.